I'm back, race fans. It's Randy Orton, Fan 2011, here to bring you round 24 of 30 in Season 3 of the PORWC Pepsi Max Nationwide Series, and we're here at Tampa Bay. We're back here in Florida. We're here at Tampa Bay Super Speedway for the Tampa Bay Lightning 300, presented by Chase. So as we get towards the mid stages of the playoffs, every point is important, and also I do want to mention this, the points are doubled in this race, so it's going to be even more important for those who are in the playoffs to try and get themselves in a good position here. And I also want to mention there will be no pit stops in this race because I've tested out the pit stops on super speedways, and it really spreads out the field. As far as I know, it really spreads out the field, and then it makes the rest of the race pretty much boring from that point on. So I'm just going to let you in on that as we take a look at the starting lineup. That was look your starting lineup. Richard Johnson will be on the pole for the first time this season. He'll be next to Johnny Gardner. The first chaser is Seth Cole, starting 5th. Next one is Dylan Potey in 7th, and we got a bunch of chasers starting right around the mid-pack and then towards the back of the pack. So we'll see how that goes out as we get through this race. We're just about ready to fire up these engines. We'll be here for 14 laps. Let's get it started. There goes the pace car as he makes the left turn to pit road. Think of this little Tampa Bay Super Speedway. Think of this as Darlington on steroids. And also you're making right turns here. There's the green flag. Here we go. 14 laps here at Tampa Bay. And also this is one of those other tracks where you make right turns instead of left turns. So it's going to be an interesting concept to see how the cars go throughout this race as they get up to speed here down the backstretch. Again, we see a bit of 3-wide action going on. Richard Johnson trying to defend the lead from Xavier Livingston, who currently runs 2nd now. They're 3 wide for the 3rd position. Looks like they're 3 wide for the 3rd position, and we see there's the first chaser, Seth Cole, trying to make a move, trying to get some positions, trying to get valuable points. Again, I want to mention the points are doubled in this race, so every position is now even more important. Here's a look at the back of the pack here. See a couple of cars. Ron Fajara again struggling in this. Ron Fajara again had to start in the back because of an issue during qualifying. So another tough break for Ron Fajara, but there's plenty of time to move up to the front. Then again, it's going to depend on how the cars play out and if we do have any wrecks in between. Again, watch him going just about 200 miles per hour throughout these turns as Seth Cole now looks to the inside looking for the lead, getting help from his NSCRA Vice President Dylan Potey. Kyle Sosnowski right in the mix as well on the inside line. Now it really depends on when you get the lead, because it really depends on what time you get the lead, because you don't want to be a sitting duck all the way on the front, because then you really have to defend the lead, and then all the cars on the inside will just run over you, just come up with a freight train past you. As they head to the stripe, Seth Cole becomes the first chaser to lead a lap, and he gets 2 major bonus points right there. That is huge, considering that he is dead last right now in the playoffs, and he's going to need to come up with some big runs here if he wants to get back in championship contention here. But now here comes Dylan Potey, who has found a way on the inside, got Seth Cole a little loose, and now Dylan Potey, with the help of a bunch of other cars, going to most likely past Seth Cole at this point. Seth Cole running really slow on that backstretch with no drafting help whatsoever, and now it's Dylan Pote to take over the lead. Again, we want to mention some of the chasers who are right around this top 10 area. There's Ryan Richards trying to take away the points lead from Joseph Lombard. Let's take a look where Joseph Lombard is. I believe he's somewhere. Trying to look from our bird's eye view camera. They're 4 wide down the front stretch here. They're 4 wide down the front stretch. Joseph Lombard is somewhere towards the back of the pack, it looks like. Bad qualifying run for Joseph Lombard, and if he doesn't get up to the front within a couple of laps here, he could most certainly lose the points lead. Now Dylan Pote getting freight trained on the inside. Everyone looks like the inside line is the line you want to be in throughout the course of this race. Still haven't seen a yellow flag come out, which is a good thing. And it's Kyle Sosnowski to the lead. He's won in the Pepsi Cup Series, hasn't won yet in the Nationwide Series, so Kyle Sosnowski looking to make an impact here as a non-chaser. First chaser now is Ryan Richards, and now we got a Michael Waltrip line. Michael Waltrip Racing line, Charles Jackson, Ryan Richards, and Jacob Cook. The 15, 55, and 56, will they start working together to try and get themselves up to the front? But we do want to pay attention to Charles Jackson and Ryan Richards because those two are in the playoffs. So we'll have to see if these 3 Michael Waltrip Racing cars can work together here. 5th place car is Dylan Young. He's also in the chase, but he's 15th right now in the playoffs. He's going to need a good run here if he wants to get back in the championship hunt. And there's Trent Dunham, the next of the chasers. He's currently 7th in the points as of now. And there you see Dylan Pote. He's falling way towards the back. Seth Cole also fell way towards the back after losing the lead a couple of laps ago. Come around, we'll finish 5 laps under green, which is always good news right there. We finished 5 laps under the green flag without any incidents. Again, you're going through these turns at about 200 miles per hour, pretty much maintaining speed throughout the course, throughout the track here. There's Ryan Juki. Looks like he might be off the pace here, but he's going to be able to get the drafting help to get back to the pack here. Again, a couple cars are starting to struggle a bit. Ron Fajar is struggling to gain any positions, and it's really important to gain a lot of positions, especially if the points are doubled here, because with Ron Fajar running all the way in the bottom 10, this is not going to help him out in the points, as well as Joseph Lombard. They're struggling to make up positions. Joseph Lombard's actually struggling to get to the inside. He's stuck on the outside line. And I don't believe the outside is really the preferred line in this track as far as I'm concerned. We've now reached the halfway point, and it's still Kyle Sosnowski who's led at this point. He's led the past, I believe, 3 laps so far, or 2. And now it looks like it's a 4-car battle here between 4-car line. The Ford of Kyle Sosnowski, and then the Michael Waltrip Racing teammates of Jacob Cook, Ryan Richards, and Charles Jackson. Dylan Young still trying to defend that 5th position. He's still staying in line with everybody else. But now here comes James McLeod. James McLeod currently 9th in the standings, who hasn't made much of an impact as of now in the points, but he's looking to get himself, with the points doubled, he's looking to get himself back in contention for the championship. And here come more cars as they come through. James Silverfox, one of the championship contenders, had a bad race last time at Dover. He's currently 11th in the standings. So James Silverfox currently running in the 9th position, looking to gain some momentum on the inside, and Kyle Sosnowski leads at the halfway point, so that's 4 bonus points for Kyle Sosnowski. Boy, that's not gonna make the chasers happy though, because those chasers wanted those extra bonus points. Those are critical bonus points just for leading a lap, and Kyle Sosnowski is just taking them on, just full on, full out. And it looks like we have a 6-car make that 7-car line here. That's just pretty much going at it. They're not really making any attempts to pass here. It's really a hard track to pass here, especially when the cars are all single file, because very similar to what we usually see during the restrictor plate races. But now here comes Dylan Young trying to make a move on the inside, but as you can see right there, he's going to lose a lot. He might lose a draft there, but now those 4 cars, the Kyle Sosnowski and the Michael Waltrip Racing cars get back on the line here. So Dylan Young able to get back in line, and now here comes the 6th car of Cody Lamas, looking at getting that 6th position. John Dillon now moving into the 7th position. Sean Galligan trying to draft with his buddy John Dillon, try to get into 8th here. Dylan Pote is the last guy currently, I believe, in the top 10 as of now. These guys still trying to pass Kyle Sosnowski. Might take a mistake on Kyle Sosnowski to get him out of the line here, but it does not look like Kyle Sosnowski is going to give up one bit. As we come off turn 4, we'll take the flag with 5 laps to go, and again Dylan Young going to that inside line, and he's gonna try and make a move. You try to make a move, but then you lose a lot of ground when you go. You lose a lot of ground when you lose the draft, and maybe he's trying to defend that 5th position. As you see, he's trying to defend the 5th position from Cody Lamas. Now Cody Lamas has to fall back in line, try and get back with the draft, and he does. Able to defend that 6th position. Battle looking for I believe the 8th position. There's battle for 8th between Dylan Poteet and Sean Galligan. And Rhett Yates now is currently in the 10th position, and he's looking for 9th at the expense of Galligan. Still haven't seen a yellow flag come out. Always good news right there, but except there's a lot of passing going on in the back of the pack, and they're always 3 wide throughout the back of the pack, but we're trying to pay attention as much as we can to the front. And again, Kyle Sosnowski tried to get out of line, but he's still he knows that he can't fall outside. He can't fall out of line, or else he's going to lose the draft and he's going to get passed on the inside. And everybody pretty much running similar lap times as far as I know. The top 5 are only within 15 one-thousandths of a second within each other. Dylan Young running a 52.810, the slowest of the top 5. Charles Jackson with a 52.824. But again, these cars may be waiting for that one moment. They may be waiting for that one moment to make a move. But again, the drafting help is very important in this track. Very important to be able to draft with everybody else. Again, Kyle Sosnowski trying to defend the lead with 3 laps to go. Again, those Michael Waltrip cars, I don't know if they're going to be content finishing 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, though. They may be waiting for the right time to make their move. It's going to depend on which driver falls out of line first, and if another driver will go with him. Again, quite a battle here. There was a battle for that 5th position. Dylan Young able to defend that 5th position, and now Dylan Poteet lost the air. He's going to fall to the outside. He's going to lose a lot. He could lose a lot of positions within the final moments of this race. Going to lose 6th, 7th. Might most likely could fall outside the top 10 is Dylan Poteet. That's not going to help him out in trying to capture the points lead, as Ryan Richards also is in front of him. And now Charles Jackson falls out of line, or he might fall outside of line, but Dylan Young now falls to the outside. He could lose some positions here with 2 laps to go. And again, the Michael Waltrip cars, are they maybe waiting until the last lap to pass Kyle Sosnowski? That is the question. Are they waiting till the last lap, or maybe they cannot pass Kyle Sosnowski, which could be one of the answers we could find. Jacob Cook doing everything he can, getting help from his teammates, Ryan Richards and Charles Jackson, but Kyle Sosnowski awfully strong. As they come off of turn 4, they'll take the white flag this time by. It's going to be a matter of which one of these drivers starts making a move, starts to fall outside of the line, and we'll see how that will go on as the white flag is out, 1 lap to go. Again, are these cars going to start making a move here? They're going to try to fall outside the draft. That is the question. Again, we got a line of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. 8 cars in a line here. Got 8 cars in a line, and where the hell did Michael Norman come from? Boy, Michael Norman currently running 6th. This could definitely be a big help to his points, to his chances at the championship, as well as Barney Ward in the 11. But Kyle Sosnowski, oh so strong, throughout the rest of this race, leading about almost all the race and getting the maximum amount of points, barring the biggest mistake out of turn 4. And here they come to the stripe. The checkered flag is out. Kyle Sosnowski wins the Tampa Bay Lightning 300 presented by Chase. For Kyle Sosnowski, his first career Nationwide Series victory. And I'll tell you, Michael Waltrip Racing, they may be happy with second and third and fourth, but I'll tell you, the owner, Michael Waltrip, he ain't going to be happy with the way that his drivers just laid back, did not want to take a chance at the lead. But then maybe Jacob Cook probably might have had a chance at the lead, but then again, you might want to think of Ryan Richards and Charles Jackson probably trying to stay conservative instead of being aggressive and losing the draft. Probably a good strategy for Charles Jackson and Ryan Richards at this point to stay within the draft. Those are going to be big points for those guys. And how about Barney Ward and Michael Norman pretty much coming out of nowhere, taking away 5th and 6th. So we take a look at some of the other drivers who have around here. Eric and David Burton, 9th and 10th. Boy, you don't see those two very often in the top 10 of the Nationwide Series. How about them brothers finishing 9th and 10th? But got to give it to Kyle Sosnowski, a big win, his first career win in the Nationwide Series. And now we take you to your official race results. As look at your official race results, congratulations to Kyle Sosnowski's first career Pepsi Max Nationwide Series victory, and that's going to be some big points for him. Jacob Cook, Ryan Richards round out the podium. Charles Jackson, Barney Ward round out the top 5. A lot of Toyota drivers within that top 5, but well, this is one thing to kind of laugh at Toyota because they did not come away with the win, which is a good thing. But then again, for Ryan Richards and Charles Jackson, they probably should have. That probably was a good strategy for them to stay conservative. Did not want to take a risk at going for the lead and losing a lot of positions. So that's going to be big points for them, as well as Barney Ward and Michael Norman finishing 5th and 6th. Tony Blazer 7th, Stephen Whitman in 8th, and Eric Burton and David Burton finished 9th and 10th. 11th through 20th are John Dillon, Xavier Livingston, Dylan Young, Cole Daly, Ryan Cooper, Red Bell, Rhett Yates, James McLeod, Sean Galligan, and Dylan Pote. 21st through 30th are Cody Lamas, Alex Jones, Ron Fajara, James Quall, Sam Young, Joseph Lombard, Trent Dunham, Sean Henley, Callum Wells, and Max Russell. Bottom 12 now are Robert Wagner, Richard Johnson, Ben Paul, James Silverfox, Zohar Manood, Seth Cole, Jack Richards, Jacob Lawler, Liam Ervig, Danny Wells, Johnny Gardner, and Ryan Juke. I think the biggest loser out of this one could very likely be Seth Cole. Started in the 5th position, and look where he ended up, 36th. Boy, that is going to be a tough blow for Seth Cole to swallow, especially considering that he ended up 3rd worst of the playoff drivers. And Liam Ervig and Danny Wells, not a good day for the Minnesota gang either. Could not come up with the drafting help they needed, and they ended up finishing in the bottom 5. So, a couple drivers not going to be happy about this race, but Ryan Richards, Charles Jackson, Barney Ward, Michael Norman, those 4 will be very happy with their performance here. As the points with the points doubled, they'll receive a huge amount of points towards the playoffs. And congratulations to Kyle Sosnowski on his first career Pepsi Max Nationwide Series victory. Now he has 2 wins overall in the PORWC. Alright, so we're done here with the Nationwide Series. Next up is the Cup Series, and make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Alright guys, that's it. This is Randy Orton Fan 2011 signing off. Remember, subscribe to me and become a member of the gang. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum taste. Pepsi Max. I'm out.